Imagine a bird so powerful, so ridiculously overpowered, that if evolution had a settings menu, this thing would be running max graphics, unlimited ammo, and cheat codes installed from birth. Meet the Harpy Eagle, the bird that looks like it was designed by a video game developer who said, let's make something that can casually snatch a monkey off a tree, while looking like it hasn't slept in 400 years. But here's the crazy part. Most people on Earth have never even heard of this creature, and the ones who have, they think it's just a big eagle. Yeah, that's like calling a tank a slightly angry bicycle. This bird doesn't just fly, it launches itself through the rainforest like a feathery missile. Its claws are literally the size of a grizzly bear's, big enough to wrap around your head like noise-canceling headphones, the kind that permanently cancel everything. And yet, despite being one of the most powerful predators on the planet, the Harpy Eagle hides a secret so unexpected, so bizarre, and so strangely funny that it changes everything you think you know about it. So buckle up, because what you're about to discover might be the wildest animal story you've ever heard. The eagle that breaks the rules of nature. If you've grown up thinking all eagles are basically the same, just big birds with sharp beaks and a dramatic slow-motion landing, well, the Harpy Eagle politely disagrees. Actually, no, it doesn't politely disagree. It grabs that idea, throws it out of a tree, and then eats it. See, normal eagles hunt fish, snakes, maybe a rabbit if they're feeling athletic. But the Harpy Eagle, this bird wakes up in the morning and chooses violence. Its diet includes monkeys, sloths, porcupines, giant lizards, basically anything with a pulse and bad luck. And here's the part that shocks people. The harpy doesn't swoop like other birds. It ambushes, like a ninja wearing a feathered hoodie. Its wings are surprisingly short because it doesn't need speed in the open sky. No, it needs maneuverability in dense jungle. Imagine trying to fly a Boeing 747 through a forest full of branches. But the Harpy Eagle does exactly that, effortlessly. And the weapon? The claws. Those legendary claws that are longer than a grizzly bear cub's and stronger than a Rottweiler's bite. Scientists measured its gripping power and discovered this bird could crush a human arm by accident. But here's the twist no one sees coming. Despite being this muscular, intense, superhero-looking sky dinosaur, the Harpy Eagle is also one of the laziest hunters on the planet. Sometimes it'll sit on the same branch for hours, unmoving, staring into the forest like it's waiting for Wi-Fi to reconnect. And when a monkey finally comes close enough, game over. Instant uninstall. Now here's where things get really weird. Why does a creature so powerful, so elite, so perfectly engineered, act like it's conserving every pixel of energy? What exactly is it waiting for? And what secret strategy is this bird hiding that almost no one talks about? The Secret Hunter, How a Harpy Eagle Thinks. If Section 1 made you think the Harpy Eagle is just a shredded jungle assassin with wings, well, now we go deeper, inside its mind. Because the harpy doesn't just hunt with strength, it hunts with strategy, patience, and a surprising level of intelligence that most people never imagine a bird could have. Let's start with the part nobody believes. The Harpy Eagle can identify individual monkeys by their voices. Yep. While monkeys are screaming, fighting, complaining, and doing whatever monkeys do, the harpy is sitting somewhere high above, silently listening like a feathery Batman who knows exactly who's arguing with who. Scientists notice something crazy. Harpy eagles often choose specific trees, not because they offer the best view, but because those trees act like natural sound amplifiers. It's basically acoustic warfare. Imagine sitting in a forest with Dolby Atmos turned on, waiting for the perfect sound cue to strike. And the way it attacks? Absolute genius. Unlike other predators who chase their prey, the harpy creates a mental map of escape routes the monkey might use. It studies branches, angles, distances, like a parkour expert planning a route. Then, when the monkey least expects it, the harpy launches. But here's the funniest part. Sloths, yes, sloths, are actually the harpy's favorite food. Why? Because while monkeys scream and run around like caffeinated toddlers, sloths move at the speed of a buffering YouTube video. And to a harpy, that's basically a prepackaged slow-motion snack. But don't think the harpy is dumb for picking the easy meal. Nope. It's smart, very smart. Studies show harpy eagles conserve energy better than almost any large predator. They don't waste effort. They don't gamble. Every attack is calculated. Think of it like this. If the animal kingdom had a college, cheetahs would major in sprinting, sharks in biting, but harpy eagles, they'd major in energy management with a minor in stealth mode. Now here's a fact that makes people freeze. The harpy's talons are strong enough to break a bone without fully closing its foot. Just half pressure is enough. So imagine what full force would feel like. Actually, no, don't imagine that. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. The harpy eagle doesn't just rely on stealth or strength, it uses psychology. Some harpies intentionally rustle branches to mimic monkeys moving. Why? To lure curious monkeys closer. It's not hunting, it's baiting. A bird that sets traps? Now things are getting spooky. But what if I told you this incredible hunter, this masterpiece of evolution, has a weakness? A weakness that's slowly turning it into one of the most endangered apex predators on the planet? To understand that, the harpy's last battle, beauty, danger, and a vanishing legend. By now, you've seen the harpy eagle as a silent hunter, a brainy strategist, and the feathery equivalent of a UFC heavyweight champion. But what if I told you this apex predator, this king of the canopy, is losing its jungle kingdom one tree at a time? And the reason is painfully simple. The harpy eagle depends on giant trees. Not big trees. Not wow, that's tall trees. I mean skyscraper-level rainforest giants that take hundreds of years to grow. And humans? Well, humans look at those trees and say, wow, perfect spot for cutting down. So here's the heartbreaking truth. When one of those massive trees falls, it's not just wood hitting the ground. It's an entire harpy eagle family losing its home, its nursery, and its hunting headquarters all at once. But here's the crazy thing, and almost nobody outside of biologists knows this. Harpy eagles won't just move to the next tree. They are extremely loyal to specific nesting territories. Some stay in the same area for decades, passing the home from one generation to the next. Imagine living in the same house your grandparents built. And one day a bulldozer shows up and says, sorry, buddy, we're putting a cow pasture here. That's literally what's happening. But wait, this isn't a sad story. Not yet, because despite everything, the harpy still refuses to give up. Let's talk about one of the most surprising abilities it has, and I promise this part will blow your mind. The harpy eagle can detect disturbances from miles away. Scientists discovered that harpies react to far-off chainsaws long before the noise reaches them. It's like they can sense the forest's stress. Not superpowers, but close enough. And the moment a threat appears, the harpy becomes a completely different creature. Not calm, not patient, not composed. Instead, it becomes fiercely territorial, chasing intruders, screaming in a voice that sounds like a demonic flute, and even swooping down on construction helmets. Yes, the bird attacks helmets. There's a video of a harpy hitting a researcher's helmet so hard that the GoPro dented inward. Imagine being the guy who has to explain that injury. Yeah, so a 20-pound feathered dinosaur slapped me out of a tree. But here's something even more shocking. The harpy eagle has the slowest reproduction rate of almost any bird its size. One chick every 2 to 3 years. That's it. No multiple eggs. No backup babies. Just one. A single fluffy potato with wings that needs 2 years of parenting. Compare that to chickens who lay eggs like they're running a factory, and harpies suddenly look fragile. Now think about what happens when habitat disappears faster than they can raise their next baby. You begin to understand why the harpy eagle is vanishing. But here's the twist, and it's a twist with hope. People are starting to fight back for the harpy. Biologists, locals, and conservationists are teaming up, finding nests, protecting old-growth trees, and even teaching farmers that harpies aren't livestock killers. They actually help forests stay healthy. In some areas, communities have even given harpy eagles nicknames. They treat them as guardians, symbols, even celebrities. Imagine walking into a village and people saying, oh, that's Luna, our neighborhood eagle. She eats monkeys and demands privacy. And it's working. Slowly, very slowly, harpies are returning to places where they vanished decades ago. So here's the big question. If the harpy eagle is this powerful, this intelligent, this stunning, will we let it survive? Or will a bird that once ruled the rainforest end up as a myth told by old scientists in documentaries nobody watches? Because if there's one thing nature has taught us, it's that losing a species like the harpy eagle doesn't just change the forest. It changes the balance of life itself. And if this bird disappears, the jungle won't sound the same, won't look the same, won't be the same. If you've enjoyed this journey, from the harpy's mind-bending hunting tactics to its ancient, fragile kingdom, to the fight to keep it alive, then do me a favor, like the video, share it with someone who loves animals, and subscribe to the channel for more wild stories every week. Because trust me, the next creature we dive into might be even stranger, scarier, or funnier than the harpy itself. And you don't want to miss that.